Hi all, the most awaited moment is here and I am going to announce the winners of the giveaway contest, The Case of Known Unknown. And the winners are Suhita and Lalit. So congratulations to both of you. Also to all my viewers, I would like to say do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified when I come up with amazing book reviews, powerful talk shows and giveaway contests so that you can win the chance to get a signed copy of the books too. So guys, I am back with Harsh today and he is going to share his journey of self-publishing his novel. So, if you know someone who's planning to write a book and publish it, I'm sure it might be helpful. So, do share with all your friends, family, relatives, and dear ones. Let's get started with today's video. Since you have told that you opted for self-publishing, I wanted to know what was your deciding factor that you're not going with the traditional method of writing, but you're going with the self-publishing, the new platform that has come up for all budding and aspiring authors. So, what was your one deciding factor?
So while I was working on my book, which was like I mentioned, it went for 3 years. So while you're writing a book, you always have this urge to know that how is it going to be published, how will I market it. So these are some factors that always goes in your head, that what am I going to do. So what I did was, alongside writing, I also kept a look at the market, like how new authors are coming up, how they are going to the traditional publishing. It required a little bit of efforts. I had to approach other authors. Sometimes they reply, some don't reply. It's just individual perspective. So few of them who did, they told me how difficult the traditional publishing was, because traditional publishing is something very easier, especially for writers who are new, because there everything is handled by the traditional publishers themselves, and the writer he doesn't have to worry about all the minute stuff, like the ISBN number or the cover of the book and the editing part. Everything is handled by them, the printing part. So traditional publishing was kind of a relief. It is very good, I would say, because it is what is going to help you in the long run, and all famous authors are traditionally published. So I did see that it is very convenient, but at the same time it is also very difficult for authors who are new in the market. Like for debut authors to get a traditionally signed deal, it's very difficult unless you have enough credibility, or unless you have developed that platform where you can assure your publishers that your book will sell, because even they are in this business to make money, although their primary aim is of course to publish bestseller. But at the end we also have to consider that they are also in it for the profit, because that is what their primary business is. So we also have to understand that. And so they want they want to publish new authors, but they also want those authors whose books are going to sell. So as a debut author, it becomes difficult to give that assurance, or first practically even think about it, that this is my first book, and it's going to sell thousands of copies, because that is difficult. That is practically not possible. If people don't know you, they are not going to buy a book. So traditional publishing was kind of difficult, and there are also several things, like it takes a long time to get traditionally published. You send your draft, they read it, the sample chapters, and if they like it, they ask for the entire manuscript, and then they approve. Then they change certain things from the story they don't like. And if you have written some character who is very close to your heart, and then they tell you that you need to edit this one, we don't think that this should be going in your book. So then it takes a very strong heart to listen to what they have to say and make those changes. So these were a few things which I saw it as a disadvantage, like as per my opinion, because I felt that I want to have total control over my story, and I want to publish it as soon as possible. I don't want to wait for another year. So the second option was to go through the different self-publisher, like different self-publishing companies who offered you different packages where they'll do everything for you and share the royalty with you. But I also felt somewhere that if I'm investing my money, because there obviously the money is involved, you have to pay them to publish your book. So I felt that if I'm doing that, and if my book doesn't perform well, then I might be blaming them that because I went with this self-publisher, this thing happened. So I thought let's go all out. Let's go how a few of the authors have tried, like Amish Tripathi's first book, or Savi Sharma's first book. They totally self-published from end to end. Like, in countries like Canada and countries like, let's say, USA and everything, what they do is they totally self-publish their book. And I went through the entire process, that how do they do it. I searched for authors in India who have done that, and I saw it as a good opportunity. There was also this one author called Stuti Changle. She's a Amazon best-selling, not just Amazon, she's a national best-selling author, and she's published by Penguin right now. So even she, she tried this self-publishing method from end to end. So I even took her as my inspiration, that if she can do it, if a few of the best-selling authors have done it, then why not I? So then I went for self-publishing. I thought this is the best idea, because here I'll be having total control. If something goes wrong, I won't be blaming someone else, I'll be blaming myself. And since I have put 3 years into the book, it makes sense to put another few months, few efforts, few of my money and time into this, to see this baby grow into a proper proper book.
I loved your insights, honestly, on why you chose self-publishing and how the traditional publishing method or the industry works. Honestly, I am associated with 2 to 3 foundations where I came across an author who has not yet published her book, but she's planning to publish, and I got in touch with her. So she told me that my draft is ready and I'm not sure how to publish the book. And I was like, wait, I have something for you here. I am going to be coming up with 2 authors, and you can go through the video and understand the step-by-step method of self-publishing, or you can also get to know certain different publishers also. So because when I did the talk show with Dr. Sona, I was not aware about the right place. Because I got in touch with her, I got to know that there is a publishing house which takes, like you said, that they can take care of everything. You just have to do the certain arrangements there. So that was very nice, through which I also got one of my poems published, and then I met you. So I want you to guide us on how the step-by-step publishing method takes place exactly, because I have heard everything haphazard. So I want you to connect all the pieces of the puzzle for me, please. So whoever who is watching my channel and aspiring to publish their book, you will be of a great help to them.
Definitely. Okay. So I'll go with the entire story of how I self-publish. So in that manner, you will understand that, how self-publishing actually works. So self-publishing is basically where you take care of everything, whatever goes for the book, be it the cover of the book, be it the editing of the book, be it the formatting of your book, how your book is going to look from the inside, the space for the margin and everything. Fourth is getting the ISBN number. ISBN is basically the unique number at the back. So when you type this ISBN number, you instantly find out that which book it is exactly. So ISBN is very important. And fifth and sixth is the printing of the book, like how can you get your copy printed. And sixth is how you distribute it, or how you sell it on Amazon and everything. So first part is editing. Editing is very easy. You just have to find an editor, and they offer you 3 types of editing. One is structural editing, one is proofreading, and one is developmental editing. Okay, all 3 of them have a different role. Proofreading is just normal. They go through your draft and they point out the various mistakes. Structural and developmental editing is where they entirely change your plot. They suggest you new ideas, or they give you a better idea for what you have written. So if you are a new author, I would suggest go for normal proofreading and editing, because that will give you an understanding of where and how you should improve. So if you are using a beta reader, I think proofreader is just fine. So first process is editing. Second is finding a designer for your book cover. It is very easy. You can find a designer anywhere. Luckily, I had a friend who was into designing. He had started just new, and I was like, let's just go with him since so his first design, his first paid client was me. And luckily, he did really good cover and people really loved his idea. So normally we did a little bit of gamble here, which I would like to share. So whenever there is a book, you observe that, the title is normally written horizontally. Okay. Because it looks better. He suggested a vertical title, like this. So I was kind of very, not comfortable right there, because I had never seen a book where it had a vertical title. But he was like, that's the thing, we want to go unique. Let's go with it. And I went with it, and many people loved it actually, because it's kind of a unique thing. Plus, it gives the entire cover page a different, glimpse. So, you go for a cover designer, and you have to get two types of cover. One is the front, one is the back, even this one. And you also need a Kindle cover. Okay. So, after finding a cover designer, one of the best ways, if you need help for cover designing, is, go through different websites where they give you free templates and free backgrounds, but Shutterstock. Yeah. So this is one website where you can get those images, which are royalty free, which you can use it in your cover as a base design. So you can do that. Many authors, many best-selling authors as well do this particular thing. So just for reference, www.shutterstock.com. You can go there and you can find those designs, and it will help you to save a lot of money as well. So you can do that. So after the cover design comes the formatting part. You need a formatter who will arrange everything, whenever we prepare our draft. So it is normally not in line, the proper paragraph, the proper start of the dialogue, the end of the dialogue, the margins and everything. So you need to find someone who is good at formatting, who will give you the formatting of your Kindle version as well as your paperback version as well. Because when your book goes for print, it will print exactly how you have formatted your book. So you need to find a formatter. You'll find a decent formatter, and you can get that in a price range of like 5,000 to 6,000 or maximum 7,000. So it becomes easy, and formatting is very important, because the way your book looks is going to make your reader more attracted towards it. We have various books where the font is really good, or the manner in which it is written, you get enticed to read further. So formatter is the third thing that you have to take care of. Fourth is ISBN number, which I mentioned. ISBN, you can get it for free. You just have to register as an author there. There's no registration fee, nothing. You can register for free. You register as an author, just follow the steps that has been mentioned there. Basically, you just have to give some details about your book, like what is the title, is it going to be a series, you have to upload the cover page. Then there is a title verse page. Title verse page is basically the first page of your book, first published in so and so year, copyright, all rights reserved, everything. So that is basically the title verso page. You have to upload that, and you can get the ISBN within just 1 or 2 weeks from the website. Okay, so even ISBN is done. Okay, don't pay any company for getting the ISBN. There are many companies or many websites that will ask for money for getting the ISBN, but don't do that. If you are self-publishing, get the ISBN in your own name. Okay, by registering as an author, and then get the ISBN. It will hardly take 2 weeks for that. So now you have your cover ready, you have your editing part ready, you have your formatting done, you also have the ISBN number. Next is copyrights. Okay, you can go to the official website of copyrights, and you can get your book copyrighted there. It might cost a little money, or you can also go through some professional. They'll help you get the copyright thing done very easily. Next, and the most important part is printing your book. Okay, now for this you have to approach the various printing press that are near you, or that are like around you. So I had gone with this local printing press, who was kind of a reference. You have to tell them that I have this book. You have to see if they publish novels, or if they have printed books or something in the past, because printing a novel is quite different from the other things that they do, because you need to look at the material of the cover. It should be glossy, or it has to be highlighted, or whatever it is. So you need a proper printing press company who knows everything right from start to end. So I had gone for like 10 printing press companies. Okay, each of them had different quotation. So now the quotation which they give depends on the quantity of books that you are going to print with them. Okay, if it's 100 copies, then the charges are going to be high per book. If it's 500 copies, the charges are going to be very low. And if it's 1,000 copies, again, the charges are again going to be very low. Okay, so depending on the number of copies that you are going to print with them, they would charge less. I was very confident about that I'm going to sell a good number of books. So I went with 1000 copies. Disclaimer, it was a mistake. Okay, I was expecting that 100 to 100 books would just be going around on the day of publishing itself, but that didn't really happen. Let me tell you, that was a big struggle. It had been 3 months. Okay, 3 months, and I had just sold 100 copies. Okay, just 3 months. And then I came up with a perfect marketing plan. I understood how the market actually is, the marketing part, and later on I went on to become a bestseller and sold like thousands of copies. So if you are a new author, if you don't have a base ready, if you don't have a reading base or people who are there to read your book right away if it comes in the market, don't go for 1000 copies. If you want, go with 100 copies. For a moment you might have to bear your investment might be a little high, but you won't have that burden on your back that you have pending copies at your house, because my house had literally become a warehouse, all the boxes with books and everything. So it was very difficult. So if you want, I would suggest that every new author should go with just 100 copies or maximum 500 copies, nothing more than that. Don't take that risk, don't be overconfident. So for printing press, you need to approach them, you need to give them the dimensions. What I did was I took Stuti Changle's book with me, the author I mentioned earlier. So I just copied the entire dimensions, that how long it has to be from here, how long has to be the length and everything. And accordingly I came to terms with them, and we went for 1000 copies together to be printed. It took 2 weeks to print, and finally I had my books with me, and I was so happy to get that book in my hand. And it was a dream come true. It is, I think every new author is going to feel that finally the years of hard work is into a proper book, perfect book. So that happened. So after printing, you get your books in your hand, and then what you have to do is, if it depends on how you want to sell. Like I only choose Amazon. I didn't go with Flipkart because I heard that many people go with Amazon itself, since Amazon is a big hub of selling books. So I just made my account on Amazon. Okay, once you make an account on Amazon, you just have to list your book. Amazon also has this one customer care service where they help you throughout the entire call on how to list your book or how to list your product. So you can do that. You can list your product. You just have to create an Amazon account. They also give you 2000 rupees worth of marketing credit. You can run ads on Amazon on that credit, and it is for free. So you can also do that. And once you have your book listed on Amazon, just decide a particular date when you want your book to be listed. When do you want it to be published? It could be any auspicious day. Then you can also go for pre-orders if you want. But I wouldn't recommend pre-orders unless you have a good amount of readers who are ready to buy your book. So that is pretty much all about self-publishing. It's like you have one-man army. Everything is handled by you right from the start to end.
This
so
is
it's like 7
overwhelming.
to 8 steps. It is overwhelming, but trust me, it is really worth the process. I don't know, whoever is watching right now, they might be thinking, "Yeah, it's such a long and tiring process. I'll have to do and invest so much time." But it's not the case. It's not really the case. It sounds such an overwhelming procedure on the explanation part, but you're really going to enjoy this entire process, and it frankly doesn't take a lot of time. It's just you're giving the things into the hands of professionals. You have an editor, you just submitted your manuscript, the editor will give it to you back in 1 week or 2. Your editing is done. You're going to have a cover designer, you are giving an idea to the cover designer how you want your cover to be. A few weeks later, or let's say maybe in a few days, they'll just send you 5 to 6 design of how you want the cover. You have to select the design, your cover is done. Formatting in the same way, you just have to find the person who is going to do the formatting. 1 or 2 weeks, they'll give you the formatting part done. ISBN number it is just going to take 1 hour for you to register and apply for ISBN. Week later, you get your ISBN back. It's just the printing press part where you will have to take efforts, where you'll have to go out of your house, talk with them. So that is the only lengthy or tiring process. Rest all of it is just finding the right person and giving it to them, because there you're not going to put your hard work. So for people who are watching this, they feel that it is very long process. It really isn't a long process. Just sound like one, but when you actually do it, it's nothing complicated. And trust me, if you are putting a lot of efforts for writing your book, then this is like nothing compared to that.
Okay, so I am sure that this detailed step-by-step guide that you shared with us for publishing the book is going to help me and other viewers who I told you about, like who are going to planning to publish their book in coming months. So, Harsh, moving to the end of this conversation, I would like to thank you so much for giving us those powerful insights on how traditional publishing and self-publishing can help as per the requirement of a particular aspiring author. So thank you so much, Harsh.
Thank you so much.
So guys, this was Harsh Adani's self-publishing journey of his novel. I hope you all found this video useful, and remember to share with all your friends, family and loved ones. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified each time I come up with a review of a powerful book. Stay tuned. Take care.